All right, what's going on, party people? Y'all probably hear the noise in the background. The printer's going, so just about done. All right. Whew, sorry about that, y'all. Yeah. Just trying to hurry up and print these bad boys out before y'all went live, but that didn't happen. Okay, y'all can hear me clear. Hey, what's going on, Tanya? Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm just trying to get all my stuff set up here for tomorrow. And had to print all this stuff out. Got what else I got? I got a reverse mortgage application, 304 pages. So when I get off the live, I'll print that out. But I want to print these other two sets out. So that's done. So we got both the printers going. Well, only one now. This one. So we popping with that. Yeah, Terry, everything is good with me and the family. Just slowly getting myself into a groove. My whole schedule is changing, and I tell you, it is real interesting what the human body goes through, and how it actually does all that it does. Because, I mean, man, I didn't realize I was operating on so much adrenaline until Pop passed away, and then it was like everything just was like sort of released, and I was like, okay, All right, everything's done there. So yeah, let me get my stuff adjusted right there. We go. So yeah, I'm still getting used to my new schedule and all of that stuff. So that's why y'all hadn't really been seeing me on YouTube as much. However, there's a lot that I've already put out here. So if you're looking at the channel for the first time, if you're new, subscribe, hit the like button, notification bell, and then take time out and check out the various playlists that I have. The playlist is going to help you out, especially the notary basics. And if you take time out and look at that, you'll see tons of videos and a whole bunch of other playlists that I have. And I mean, I'm dealing with a whole lot of different topics. So almost anything you want to try to figure out or get a better understanding of, it's on my channel. It is actually on my channel. And let's see here. I'm just trying to. All right. So let me just share this out with y'all for a sec. And if you got any questions y'all want to discuss tonight, put them in the chat, and we'll deal with them. I'll deal with them. If you got a question about anything with the business whatsoever. All right. So as you see, that's me. And this is one of my other accounts. So if you're new, you hit the subscribe button. Let me do this. If you're new, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. You want to hit the all so it can tell you and all of that. Hit the like button. And then I got a bunch of stuff here in the whatchamacallit, the description. And then if you want to, you can go over here to the channel. And then when you click on playlists, all these different playlists that I have that you can review, dealing with a wide variety of topics. So a lot of people have been contacting me about a lot of stuff that I've already covered, which is not a problem because y'all know I'm still chat it up with you. But this playlist right here is the one. And this whole playlist. And I'm going to share this out with y'all. But this is the playlist that has pretty much the most videos in there dealing with a lot of different topics and everything. So if you're interested, check that playlist out, called Notary Basics. And I think you will be thoroughly pleased with it and everything. So I'll put the link in there in a second so y'all can check that out. Now, what's going on, NotaDoc? If you got any questions, because y'all know how I am, I like to help people out, want to help people out. So if you got any questions about anything dealing with the business, this is a great time to ask. Okay, I am just clicking way too fast. This is a great time to ask, because I know a lot of y'all have questions, concerns about the market. And what can't you afford right now? What can't you afford right now? If you're talking about the membership, I understand that. You ain't got to worry about that. I was just talking about just joining, just subscribing to the channel. And look, and the playlists are free. The playlists are free. So if that's what you're talking about, the playlists are free, and everything. And the membership part, you can do that anytime. You can do that anytime. All you got to do is click on the little join button over there. That's the link to the Notary Basic playlist that I just put in there. And let me close that down, shut that down. All right, cool. Okay, the systems that I use to organize my appointments is Google Calendar. I use the Google Calendar. Once an order comes in, whether through signing order, SnapDocs, whoever, SnapDocs, signing order, and I think signature closers, you can actually automatically put your appointments onto your calendar. If you put all of your appointments into Notary Assist or Notary Gadget, you can also do it that way. Completely up to you. But the orders that I get through SnapDocs, it has the ability to put your orders in there, and you just click on the link to add your order in there, and then you're good to go. Let me do something for y'all real quick. So yeah, I use that system, put it on my Google Calendar. Once it's on my Google Calendar, I'm pretty much good to go, and then I can see everything that I need to see. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll just do that. And I'll do all of that. Okay. Hold on one second. Never understood. There we go. All right. I'm just trying to make something for y'all real quick. Um, hold on 1 second. All right. So that's what I use. If I can get this thing to work. SnapDocs be acting up sometimes. All right, let me redo this here. Sorry about this, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Want to show y'all, want to make sure y'all can see. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. All right. There we go. All right. Sometimes Google be tripping. And I'll just throw something in here. All right. All right, so let me just share this out with y'all real quick, like. Hold on. So right here, you hit add calendar, and then it'll go to, and then you can select whatever calendar you want it to go to, and that's all I do. And then when I hit add calendar, it goes, to my Google Calendar, and then I can place it on there, So I've made up an address and all of that good stuff, and then boom, 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 and I'm done, So that's what I do. Add it to the calendar, and then I can add guests and all of that. And I use the guests for my family, to make sure that they're aware when I have orders. So that's all I do. Now, granted, there's other ways people can do it. As long as you can keep track of everything that you're doing, that's what's important. It doesn't matter what system you use to me, as long as you can keep track of your orders and not double, triple booking yourself, you're good to go. Honestly, you're good to go. If they're doing Ron up there in New York and you understand the rules behind Ron, then I see no reason not to do it. It all depends on how often Ron is being done. One of the things that I always share with you about Ron is that, and this is with anybody, Ron centers around who wants it done that way. There are some people that want it done electronically, and there are some people who do not want it done electronically. So if you're working with a title company, lender, or a courthouse that all requires or desires to have it done Ron, and they don't have a problem with it, then boom, you can do it. And then you have that remote ink notarization, RIN, which if you go to the NNA, they have a really good breakdown of what it is and what it is not. I'm a little iffy about that because I got to find out from my state whether they are okay with that, because what they're saying in there is with the remote ink notarization, the RIN, from the sheet that I saw from the NNA, is that you're using FaceTime or whatever, Zoom, you're watching them sign, and then they fax it to you or email it to you, but they get it to you, you print the document off, and then you're notarizing that. And they're supposed to watch you notarize it. And again, you got to ask, does your state say it's approved? They're okay with you notarizing that way? And will the end users accept it that way? That's what I have to find out. And I haven't reached out to the state of Virginia yet to find out if they are okay with that. And I have not seen anything whatsoever that says Virginia is okay with the RIN at all. But I will say, if you can afford, depending on what platform you're going to be on, if you can afford it, and it's not going to be too much of a financial burden on you, then I would say you probably should take that in consideration if there's enough RON for you to at least break even. Because if you're doing the RON, you're enabling yourself to provide a service to a certain group of clients. So you're helping them out, and then they're like, oh, okay, cool, you're available. And then that can open the door for other things. Maybe not other RON things, but it can still open the door up for other things. And so, what up, Griff? I've been doing a lot of HELOCs from Accurate Group. Yep. And it takes about 5 minutes. And sometimes when you say only, because what we do, they only pay 50. That's like we're sort of saying they should be paying more. And then what's the justification for them to pay us more when they only take 5 minutes? You see what I'm saying? So you have to be careful of your wording for your own personal psychology. Okay, your own personal psychology, because if you're getting tons of them and they're only taking 5 minutes and you're making couple of $100 or about $1,000, then they're paying 50. That's how I always say they're paying 50. I try to, say it from that perspective, because words matter. Words do matter in how we communicate money. It creates an attitude, and you want to have the most positive attitude about it and everything. But I do like the HELOCs, straight to the point. I think 2 or 3 notarizations, I'm in, I'm out, and that's it. And again, it's about bringing in revenue. So as long as I'm able to bring in the revenue that I need, I'm good with it. I'm good with the price, $50. I mean, where are you going to go and get $50 for 5 minutes? You see what I'm saying? I'm going to put on advertisement. Yep. And we'll update LinkedIn. Yeah. And Bill Soroka has a good book on LinkedIn for notaries. I've been trouble being able to call it. Yeah, the Google voice can be a little troublesome if that's what you're talking about, having trouble with Google being able to text or call me. Or you're talking about Google themselves trying to contact you for verification for your My Business page. Yeah, Matherin can probably help you out with that, as well as Q. To verify your information. Yeah. I've been hearing a couple of people say they've been having a problem with Google doing that. I'm not sure why, but yeah, they've been having problems with that. What's going on, Jeff? So, but yeah, the LinkedIn and the Nextdoor, I just started doing the Nextdoor advertising on that. Haven't gotten any hits from it, but it's only been about a week and a half, I think, or a week. It's not been that long since I've been doing it. And then Linda says, also, how do you document this when it comes to taxes as far as loan assessments? Meaning, how can you create a streamline process at the Notary Assist, Notary Gadget? You put all your stuff in there. You take note of the notarizations that you do. In both of them, you're able to set what your maximum fee is. So each time you stamp, you say you did 10 notarizations. Doesn't matter what type, you did 10 notarizations. In Virginia, that's $5 off of self-employment tax for each notarization that I do. So it's in there. And then you can also work with an accountant. Have your accountant, you can work with them. I know some people use QuickBooks and all of that. And then you're saying for his loan assessment, I'm not sure if I understand that part. As far as your loan assessment, I probably know what you mean if I understood the question better, or how you create a streamlined process. Yeah, I just throw everything in there and it calculates it all, if that's what you mean. I might be misunderstanding you, so please forgive me. What's the best eggnog on the market? I still like home style creamery, but that organic one that I've been chowing down on, that one is pretty good. I don't forgot the name of it, and I was having some tonight. Oh, assignment. Okay, loan assignments. How do I keep the loan assignments? I just throw them all into Notary Assist, and Notary Assist keeps track of all of that stuff for me, and I'm good. Turkey Hill a long time ago. And see, I have a propensity I want to taste nutmeg, cinnamon, and vanilla in there. And if I can't taste those three in there, then I don't like the eggnog. And it can't be too watery. And some of them are a little too watery for me. So yeah, and like the oat nog I tried, made out of oat milk, it was too watery. It was just like drinking a glass of water. So I didn't like that too much. But Turkey Hill is good and everything. I know some of y'all like that Jack Daniels. I know that. I know some of y'all like that Jack Daniels. And so he said they had to pay 35. Okay, with Sandcastle, I have not done anything with Sandcastle. I don't even know what Sandcastle does, but I've heard of them. I don't know if they're a loan company or an inspection company. But some of these other companies, yeah, they will make you pay for background checks and stuff. And yeah, yeah, I mean, it depends on if they got the business in your area. I have not seen anything for Sandcastle or anybody do anything with Sandcastle here. If they have, I haven't heard anybody talking about it whatsoever, period. So yeah. Now, overall, what I would say what's been going on with the market and what people have been talking about is the Federal Reserve actually not dropping the interest rates, but actually not raising the short-term interest rates up as much. They're going to raise them, but possibly not as much. And all of the pundits out there are basically saying if they raise them less than what they have been doing, they will potentially cause a rally on the stock market, and then the 10-year bond will adjust, and then next thing you know, the interest rates will slow down for a little bit, drop down. And that could cause a possible refinance opportunity for people, as well as purchases and sales. And that's where we as notaries got to be on point. We got to be in there and ready to go when the opportunity comes. So that's why I hope many of you have not jumped out of the business or sold your equipment or threw your printers out the window and stuff, because at any point in time, this business can pop back up. If the Feds, let's just say the Feds don't raise interest rates at all, it possibly could be a huge rally on Wall Street, and that could really open the door for some stuff. Will they lower the interest rate? There's a pretty big chance that they're not going to lower the interest rate from what it is, but there's a chance that they will not raise it as high, and that's going to open up some opportunities. If they don't, if they do raise it up as much as they had been, 0.75, points, 0.75 of a percentage point, then the stock market might fall apart a little bit, and then it could affect what we do, for the interest rates and all of that. But even tonight, I did a refinance, and the refinance, the lady came in, and she was refinancing, and this is another reason why people refinance. So the two reasons I've been seeing people, and also Notaries Unsealed podcast, new episode is out. Check it out. As always, it's on fire. We popping and locking and breakdancing and all of that good stuff in there. So y'all check out the latest Notaries Unsealed podcast. The links to them is in the description of this video. I think y'all are going to like it a lot. I think y'all really are going to like it a lot. But right now I'm seeing two reasons why people are refinancing. The first reason is to consolidate debt. Okay, it's not to lower their interest rate, because the interest rate's not going to be lower. Trying to find this thing real quick. All right. Yeah, they're trying to lower they're trying to consolidate debt. And a lot of people have a lot of debt, and they're trying to consolidate that debt. So they're refinancing, and doing that and taking cash out to pay off all their debt. The other reason, number two, which is this lady tonight, her and her relative, I think her mother-in-law or mother, probably was her mom, they was refinancing to add the mom onto the mortgage and to take the deceased husband off. So if there's a name change or something to that effect, people will refinance, and they're not worried about the interest rate. I think matter of fact, they refinance into an interest only. So, and that's the third reason. Well, not a reason, but two reasons: to consolidate debt, and then the second one, to remove somebody's name off the deed that might be divorced, deceased, name change, whatever the case may be. And in order to do that, you got to refinance. You have to refinance, and when you refinance, you might be in a higher interest rate. And in this case, they went into a 10-to-1 arm. So that's what you can see out there. Podcast. Here's a podcast link out there on Spotify. So that's what you will see sometimes. Said there was a signing company that you provided that was training. I think that was, gosh, and I just got an email from them. Hold on. Let me pull the email up while I'm thinking. Oh gosh, why can't I'm drawing a blank? I don't want to say the name wrong. Matter of fact, they just sent out an email saying people gotta pay for their if you make a mistake, you gotta pay to ship it now. They're gonna start charging the notaries to ship documents back that they make a mistake on, which you need to get your own FedEx account, because when I have to ship documents out, let's say a trailing doc or something that I miss most, and not a trailing, but if I miss something, and that happens from time to time, I will use my FedEx account, and it has never cost me no more than like $20 to ship something out, and that's next day, talking about getting it there by 10:30. I want to say Signing Services of America. I believe that's the name of the company, Signing Services of America. And yeah, I thought so. Sandcastle does inspections. So these companies, they're not going to want to flip the bill to pay for you getting a I'm looking at a background check. They're going to make you pay for it. So that's one of the things. I think this is it. Let me double check. I'm looking now. So yeah, I think it's the company is Signing Services of America. If they have their link in there, I'll put it in there. But they were doing training. And one of the things that you have to be mindful of, a lot of these companies, Signing Services of America, what they're doing is they're training you in accordance with what they feel is necessary to get you to do the job right. And, to abide by their clients. Case in point, there was an order today that I got. I'm not going to say the company name, and I like working for this company. They're okay. I mean, had never really had any problems with them, but they wanted me to guarantee that I would get the document scanned back within 2 hours after the signing. And that's a hard one for me to guarantee, especially when the NNA talks about us in our training. They said we're not supposed to be going around making guarantees. I told them, I said, I can't guarantee, because your signing is at 11:30. If an order comes in for me to do another signing at 1:30 or 2:00, you're basically telling me I can't take any more orders until I get the scan back done. And taking into account that, let's say I get stuck in traffic. So during that 2-hour window that I have now after the signing is done, meaning when you type in that you are done, the clock is ticking for you to get the signing done, the scan back done. And she said, well, the title wants this. And this is why a lot of people right now probably saying, yeah, do bad signing companies. A lot of this is ran by the title company. The title company is saying, this is what we want in order for us to do funding. I was like, I can't guarantee. Oh, I like the brother 6400, man. It's nice. It's nice. I can't guarantee that I will do this thing in 2 hours because, you got traffic. And if my sign is at 11:30, and let's say it takes an hour, so now you're saying I got between 12:30 and 2:30, that means I can't take another closing until at least 3. When I could get 11:30, I could grab a 1 o'clock, 1:30 or 2, and you're not going to pay me any more. So that becomes a concern of mine. So they was asking me, they said, well, do you want us to unassign you from it? And I was like, no. And I know I'm gonna get in trouble for this. You have to listen to people's words. They sent the person sent an order out. You said, yes, you can do it. Then they call you and say, hey, we have a requirement that you have to get this done in 2 hours. Afterwards, can you guarantee that you're going to do it? And I say, well, no, I can't guarantee that. Oh, so do you want us to take you off? Well, no, because I can do the order, and there is a possibility that I can get the scan backs done in 2 hours. I'm just not comfortable, guaranteeing it. How can I definitively be like, I guarantee that I'm going to do this, which puts me on the hook. So that means I verbalize that, and remember, they're recording these phone calls. So you're recording a phone call of me saying, yes, I guarantee. And then something comes up and I don't meet that, then that's on me. And then if the funding gets messed up and they can't fund the loan or whatever, and they cause them to lose the deal, whose E&O insurance going to get hit? So now that $10,000 E&O insurance policy you got ain't going to be worth too much. That means you got to come out the rest out of your pocket because they're like, you cost us this deal. So I'm like, no, I'm looking at it from a bigger picture. I'm not going to guarantee that I can actually do that, because I don't know. And that was today, and the signing was on the 8th, Wednesday. I'm like, between now and anything can happen. It could start raining. I haven't even looked at the weather for that day. It could be raining. It could have a cold spell, ice, whatever, and traffic. Who knows? And I've guaranteed now there's all this pressure on me. And now you say, well, what about your mobile printer? Yes, okay, but then I got to find a spot and all that. Got that. I could do that. But let's just say I'm not in a position to where I can. I don't want to try to guarantee something like that. So I said, if you want to take me off the order, you can. I can't make you keep me on the order. I know that I will do my part that I'm really hired to do, which is notarize the signatures that's going on those documents. That I can guarantee that I will do that. But if you're looking for me to guarantee that I'm going to actually make such and such happen, which there's too many elements that's outside of my control, I can't do that. So she's like, well, we'll take you off the order. I'm like, okay, that's your prerogative. You have every why not scan while you're in the appointment? I'm trying to keep eye on them and make sure they're doing stuff right. They might be a little uncomfortable with me trying to sit here with my scanner, because now that takes time. And you're talking about, and this is a refi, which is going to have probably 150 pages, and which means now I got to take time out to set up all of that. And if this couple, let's just say the couple don't want to read the documents and they want to, yes, there's a chance I could probably get through there and all of that. I've just never been one to like, okay, I'm gonna bring all this gear in here set it up, and then let's just say they have me in a room where I can't find a plug. Because I've actually, when I've gone into houses, I look to see if how close I am to a plug. And if I'm not that close to a plug, I'm in, let's just say they have me in the living room. So now the living room, where I'm going to put the scanner, I got to put it on the floor, all of that, because some people do not have the tables. They got their kitchen full of stuff, and you can't find a flat surface to put anything on, barely your clipboard. So that's why, and I just don't want to go through the whole hassle of trying to set that up, get on the internet. And there have been times where I've been in some areas in my cities here, and the internet is bad. I get into certain parts of Chesapeake and Virginia Beach, no internet whatsoever. So even if I could scan it, they say, yeah, that's no problem. And it got the plug. If I don't have internet, then that becomes a problem. So that's the concern. That is the concern that I have. And I've been in that situation where I thought I was going to be able to scan. I go to scan and there's no internet. And I got to drive 15, 20, 30 minutes away from that house, out of that area, to get the internet. And now I got to find me a spot to do, to sit there where I won't be bothered, and hopefully the weather's right. So there's all these issues that I'm concerned about and I've dealt with in the past. But you're right. Some people do scan at the table. I'm not opposed to doing that. I just never been in a situation, but my concern was just me saying, I will guarantee. That's a tough thing. And they sent me a text, and then they would call me, and to have me on record saying that I will guarantee something that I really can't control, because I don't know what the element's going to be. I don't know what the driving's going to be. That's a deep one there for me. That's a deep one. I'm a little concerned about that and stuff. So, said Griff, you absolutely, another reason you're saying refis is to do some renovations. Yep. Yeah. And that's, yeah. And there people are they're not trying to pay bills. They're trying to do the renovations. And also that's where they're getting the HELOCs. So they're getting to pull in the HELOCs to fix up the house, things of that nature, pay bills off, all of that. So the refis are still popping. You just have to go out there and be ready to do it. And like Jeff said, how can you guarantee anything in this business? We have very little control of anything. That is correct. And then here's the other question I was going to ask the lady, but I figured she was going to get mad with me, or angry, however you're supposed to say. What if I'm doing a signing for them already? I'm doing that signing, and then I get assigned another signing. Another signing comes out for $130. And now I'm booked with them for two signings, $1130, $130. And it's the same title company. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes they will have you booked for 2 or 3 orders with them in a day, and they don't realize that, oh, okay, well, you got this 2-hour guarantee you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So you really got to be careful of that. But that was a good question, Miss Willis. That was a real good question. And it's so many variables and things that could happen. Yeah, including accidents. Wow. Mary's always saying, wow. She's a wild lady. So these are the things that you got to be careful of, people. You got to be mindful of those, things. And a lot of times, like right now, everybody's fussing. Well, people going to continue to fuss and always fuss about the signing companies. They're going to put a lot of the blame on the signing companies, that the signing companies is this, that, and the other. And there is some blame in that regard, but there's also the title company, because that's where it starts. A lot of people will say, well, I'm going to just go work directly with title. Well, if the title companies are paying the signing companies late, who's paying us late, then working for them doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get paid any sooner. Because if they're dealing with latency issues with their money, guess what? You're the last person in the line, in the food chain. So don't think that, oh, well, we're going to make sure the notary gets paid. They got to make sure all of these other things get taken care of. Oh, and here you go, notary. So that's just the nature of what we do. So you can't necessarily guarantee. That's why a lot of people are switching and trying to do the actual general notary work, trying to be on thumbtack and all that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But this is just the way things roll with the notary business. Get this microphone right. That's just the way things roll with that, and it's not fun all the time. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, couple of things that I've done. One of the things, and I'm waiting to get some information from this company. One of the things that you may have to do, and which I knew I had to do, is make sure you have some type of cash available. Have a line of credit or some type of cash available. So one of the things that I've done to alleviate so much money being pulled out of my bank account, knowing that now things are coming in 45, 60, and 90 days from these companies, I ended up getting a PayPal credit card with a limit of $4,000. So I don't have $4,000. So I got monthly backup. I have monthly subscriptions dealing with the notary and other little fees. So like my prepaid legal for my business. I just thought about got to switch my insurance over, my Byberg. So I believe I can put that on the card, because some companies want to come out of your bank account and they don't take debit card, but I think I can do it with Byberg. So my Dot Verify, my Notary Assist, all of these things that I have, my NBB membership, all of that kind of stuff, any kind of subscriptions or monthly fees that I have that's necessary for my business, I'm putting on that business card, that business credit card, and I get cash back and all of that. And then I will come from my bank account and pay it off. So let's just say those expenses that I just had come out for last month, and then the money is coming in a little late this month, I can still have those subscription fees taken out this month, December, put on that card. They will all be paid for. And then when I finally get the money in, I can put it on that card and pay it off. Things can get tight. You see what I'm saying? So you got to learn to be a little creative financially with this. And that has proven to be very, very helpful in waiting for people to pay me. Okay, waiting for people to pay me. I put those bills, those is several of them I got, and I just stick them on that credit card. If they accept the card, I stick it over there. They're business expenses anyway. So those business expenses are going to this business credit card, and then I pay that off. And that's how I'm doing it. And that has been working out tremendously, so now there's more money sitting in the bank account for bills. Oh, my storage unit, that was one of them. My storage unit is on there, and several others. So I don't have to worry about all this money just coming out, or hoping that by the time I get paid, I can get paid in time to cover that stuff. And a lot of the companies, when they send you your check, your e-check, is after your deposit time. So that means they might send it to you on a Friday at 8:00 at night. That means you can't deposit nothing until Monday. Or even if you do deposit it via the phone, it's not going to get credited till like Monday evening. And that's been a problem. That's how they want to send it, but I need to have things paid for. And that's one of the things that I've done. But I'm waiting for some information from this one company, checking something with them and they provide you with some financing, and they don't do a credit check on you. I think they do just a soft pull. And I've tried them and it worked out. Got a couple of grand, like $2,000 to cover things before I was able to switch everything over to my credit card, and then paid them off. And that worked out really, really well. So once I get that information together, I will let y'all know. I'll do another video and let y'all know. So what other questions do we got from the party people tonight? I know y'all got questions about this business, something that you're trying to do. I will say that from a marketing, here's the thing. There's a lot of training going on right now. Everybody is good evening, Tyra. A lot of people are they're pushing training. And I think we're going to be talking a little bit about this on our next podcast. You got to get your foundation right. I'm not going to go too deep into it because we got to say something for the podcast. But if your foundation, and what is your foundation? Your foundation is being a notary. And here's the thing. You're trying to get training on a lot of stuff and you're not that good or any good at being a notary. You're scared, you're timid, you're not sure how to do acknowledgments and jurats and all of that. That creates a problem. That creates a huge problem because you're marketing yourself to do something that you don't know how to do. And that's the worst thing a business owner can do is to right. And what creative advertising is nothing wrong with being creative, just as long as you can do the work. That's the key. That is the key. You can be as creative as you want. But if you don't know how to do the job that when the people come, that's a problem. They do all this creative advertising. We see it all the time with the little things floating, wiggling in the air, and that's creative. And the little air thing blowing the little wiggle people, and you're like, oh wow. And then you go in there to get a car, and you're like, wow, yeah. And it's creative that they got this thing blowing or whatever, and then you go to buy the car, and you're like, okay, yeah, I want that car there. And then you get in there and it's trash. Okay, you was creative in your advertising. And I'm not saying you're doing this, and that's good because I would assume that if you're saying creative advertising has been your saving grace, then that would indicate to me that you know what you're doing and you're out there doing things correctly and you're able to meet the need of the clientele that's coming to you. That's the first thing in any business. It has nothing to do with notary. The first thing in any business is to be able to meet the need of the people who are asking for your goods and services. If you cannot provide them the proper goods and services, and that's why I've been shifting and stuff, because I got things got to finish doing on my IT side of my other business that I got to finish up. And now, like I said, now that I got time, I'm actually focusing on that now and working. So now I can get caught up on that aspect because that's been slacking hard because I've been working so hard to try to make sure I had the money, and boom. So that's what you have to do. So you have to be able to meet the need of the people. And once you realize that you're not, now you got to make the adjustment. So for me, with the IT business, it wasn't a matter that I couldn't do the job. I can do the job. I just had to have the time. And now that I have the time, I can focus on that now. And that's what I've been doing. So that has actually been a big weight off of me. And now I'm slowly getting things done for that group of people. And I'm very happy about that. So yeah, whatever your foundation is, that's what you gotta get that squared away. And once you have that, that builds confidence. So when somebody calls you and say, hey, we got these orders, can you handle them? Yes, I can. You see what? Boom. And I got 2 more in my in my closet over there that I ain't even taking out the box. So if somebody says, hey, Griff, we got these orders, I can actually, well, that thing was rocking bad. I can actually meet the need. Plenty of paper, toner, all of that. So I got everything that I need to be able to handle any kind of increase in orders. That's what it's about. And I know how to do it. And I know how to do my stuff as a notary. So that is very, very key. And if you can do that, then you can get creative in your marketing, your advertising, because one of the things that a lot of people get timid about in marketing, what happens if I can't handle the business? Is it and what is not handling the business? Is not handling the business meaning you don't have the infrastructure, 2 printers, got it. But as long as you can do the job and get it done, people will give you some grace. The issue becomes when you have 2 printers, 4 printers, all of the stuff that you need, and you still can't do what they need you to do correctly. That becomes the problem. And that's the thing that I've worked so hard about. That's why, and I'll be honest, that's why I just focus on that. I could go a whole nother different direction in this business and doing things and doing a lot of stuff that everybody else is doing. And one of the people like Bill Soroka and Laura Brewer, they made their mark. And I'm telling you, what they're doing can help you. But a lot of the other people, they're just out here trying to get money off of people. Okay, and we talk about that on the podcast a couple of times. So I'm trying to get y'all to focus on what they're not teaching you. So look at here's what they say they're going to teach you. Look at what they're not teaching you, but you can't figure out what they're not teaching you if you don't understand the business. When you understand what you're supposed to be doing in a business, then you will be able to know whether or not somebody is teaching you and taking you in the correct direction. And so in New York, I did my first split refi on Monday, 2 signers, nervous, but first after reading the documents to see who signs where, it wasn't hard. I freaked out on who was the seller and buyer, but realized, and you probably saying, but you realize it wasn't no issue. Once you understand who is who, and here's one of the things that I teach people all the time. It's about roll, ROLL. Then, but realize it was an amendment to take someone off. So the 2 individuals were the sellers and the buyers. Great. I'm very happy for you, J3 Mobile Notary. Here's the deal. We all operate in this business in roles. The roles are the borrower or the consumer, the customer, the lender, title escrow settlement, the signing company, because they don't always have to be a signing company involved, but it can be the signing company, notary. Those are the 5 elements, okay? Which one are you? And once you can define which one you are and understand your role, then you operate in that. And as I always say, you never hear the consumer, lender, title escrow settlement, or signing company trying to act as the notary. They are never trying to do the notary's job. They say, notary, we hired you to do, boom, make it happen. Do your job, notary, and stamp that document. Do your job, notary, and verify their identity. That's what you're supposed to do, notary. You're supposed to know this, notary. That's what we hired you for. And that's what you need to be able to do. It says, right. And I understand doing loan signings isn't your cup of coffee. And like me and Q talk about, when people say special notary work, to us, it's just all notary work. There's nothing quote unquote special. It's not loan closings, but the thing is, at the end of the day, or at the end of that page, it's the same notarial certificate. And it's a certificate that needs to be filled out. Doesn't matter whether it's a healthcare directive, power of attorney, it has a certificate that needs filling out. Either you can or you can't. Now, is a loan closing a little more for as all of the other hoopla that goes into doing them versus the hoopla that goes into doing a power of attorney? Yes. It can be stressful when you got people telling you you got to know the documents and you got to explain and you got to guide and show and point and tell. Whereas with a power of attorney at a hospital, you know, a power of attorney period, you just show up and you are Ellie Mae, you are Frederico. Okay, cool. I see your IDs. You're in my law book. Sign, thumbprint if necessary. Boom, boom. I'm done and I'm out. Versus a loan closing, you got to deal with all of the grandeur and all of that stuff with it, and guarantee me to get it back in 15 minutes, and guarantee this and guarantee that. And it's like, but I just did a power of attorney. I just did 12 power of attorneys, and there was none of that. So yes, in and of itself, the activities and the effort to do this is different versus, you know, loan closings versus non-loan closing stuff. But at the end of the day, what you're supposed to do, your job, my job, is the same on all of them, which is verify the identity, record them in your logbook if your state says so, and then you sign that document and stamp it after they signed it and administer the oath. There's no difference. It's just some of the ancillary things that come along with it that can make it laborsome. Printing documents, going there. Oh, we forgot. I got 304 pages. Now, with that 304 pages, a large portion of that is the borrower's copy. So they just did it all as one. It's their copy, and then they got 100 and some pages to sign for the application, and then the rest is their copy, and it's just one person. So I shouldn't be there that long. Got a lot of printing, but that's okay. That's okay. And the way I may do it is I'm going to split it up and print half on one printer and the rest on the other. So that way I'm not trying to print 300 and some pages on one printer. I'll just split it between the two and call it a day and everything. Right. The glamour of loan closing. And then would you say, Terry, if you learn how to notarize, well, that's where I'm going to be working with you. You're one of the members. You're part of the members. So I'm going to be working with you, you know, and I emailed you back. Give me a call. I think I asked you for your number. Give me a call, or you can email me, because I believe you emailed me and I emailed you back. Give me a call so we can talk. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about that. You're gonna be straight. Trust me. I promise you. I promise you. You're gonna know what to do for us notarizations. That is not gonna be a problem. You're gonna know what to do and everything. And all of that. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. So that's really where we're at. So the opportunities are out here for us. If you are iffy on how to do loan closings and how to do the notarizations, look at my videos, look at that playlist. If you are stuck on something and you're like, hey, I don't know how to find ... or whatever on what is this? If I don't know how to find something on YouTube, or I wonder if Griff talked about something on YouTube, let me share this with y'all. All you got to do is up here in the search bar, look at that, and you just type in Griffin Notary loan documents. Boom. Free loan doc overview. This one here, understanding acknowledgments. Brief overview of understanding acknowledgments. That's going to teach you everything you need to know on how to notarize, the basics of how to notarize, along with what you can learn from the NNA. So you see this here, I'm telling you, you look at that video, I don't know how long, 20-minute video. You look at that, I'm telling you, you're going to be just fine. That it will help you out tremendously. You gotta do it. Like a lot of people is swinging back around now. SEAL, SEAL. People been asking me questions about where the heck is it? That's other people. I know it is. I'm sorry. Yeah, this here video, that one, and then the other one about the seal, the notary seal, those will help you out in understanding. You know, it's a whole video about understanding the notary seal, you know, the whole thing about what the word seal means. So I'm telling you, if you take the time out, you know, look at the playlist, look at the videos, you will find what you need. I'm telling you, I promise you will find what you need out there and stuff and everything. So any other questions? Any other questions? And I'm trying to find. Oh, I'm sorry. Right here in front of me. Yeah, I don't know. I was looking at the wrong video. Yeah, right there. See, notary training. Do I stamp every time I see the word seal? And I'm going to put this video. I forgot to hit the like. And I'm going to put this video in the chat. I'll need to look at that one. You know, it will help you out tremendously. Okay, tremendously. You know, it will help you out tremendously. So I did a lot of research on that. You know, how fast can I make $10,000 a month? It depends on how fast you can fill out them loan applications. Because you didn't say whether it had to be revenue from a business or from a loan, or you borrowing money. So you can get $10,000 a month, you know, and all of that. But $10,000 a month, it just depends on, hey, what's going on, Akita? It depends on how much effort and time that you're willing to do into the business. The biggest problem that a lot of people have is that they're not recognizing opportunity. What's one of the most frustrating things for ladies is when they see a gentleman that they like and they send him the signals and he clueless, you know, like, don't even pick up on it. Like, you know, and the fella like, dude, she throwing it at you. She throwing it at you, man. You know, she's throwing you the signal like she want to talk to you. She want to meet you, you know. And that's the worst thing with anybody. You don't grab hold of the signal. You know, you're driving down the road and you're flashing your light to tell the person that, hey, get over. And that person is fussing about how busy the traffic is, but you're sitting here slowing down, trying to get them to get over and let them get in, and they don't realize what you're doing. We miss opportunities so much, you know, and that's why with the training that I'm doing with the members this past weekend, you know, Atomic Habits, you know, we're going back over this book, Atomic Habits, you know, then we get into the mindset, and then no excuses. by Brian Tracy. You know what I'm saying? All those three books are the three. I mean, there's a lot of great books out there, but right now, a lot of people are talking to you about getting goals. Goals do nothing for you, and I look, and I'm not trying to talk bad about any other notary people who are talking about doing goals, but let's just be real. A lot of people have goals, but it's about your systems. And that's what Atomic Habit talks about. What are the systems you have in place to get you to that goal? Case in point, I'm back to working out. The goal is for me to work out consistently, to work out every day. It's been a long time since I worked out. I got certain aches and pains in my body from not working out. And I know I can't just hop out there and bust a move on my elliptical. So what am I doing? Like this morning, I got up and I did 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes, no incline, no resistance, just 10 minutes just to get moving. Before I go to bed tonight, I'll probably do maybe 5 minutes. Depending on how I feel, I might do 10. And then I get up in the morning and I do another 10. So my goal, honestly, is really to be able to get back to doing 30 minutes straight on the elliptical. I don't like treadmills. Do 30 minutes straight on the elliptical. But I got to take it slow, because what's the use of me trying to bum guard and just blast and go? Because right now, I could do 30 minutes, but I'm telling you, my body will shut down. So you can have a goal, but what is the plan to get through to the goal in case there's hiccups? And that's what Atomic Habits talks about for is your systems. So a lot of times, as he says, and I agree with him, you don't fall to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So if the system you have in place to get that goal is non-existent, how do you get it? I want to make $10,000 a month. What is the system? Well, for me to make them, okay, like my goal, $6,000 a month minimum. I don't need 10. Well, I mean, we can all use 10. But what I'm saying is my bare minimum is 6. So at $6,000, how do I go about getting $6,000? First of all, make sure that I know my schedule. I have my phones on, have my phones with me, and I'm ready and willing to go out here and do it. I have my printers. I got everything set up. I got everything in place so that when an order comes in, I can take it. Now, the biggest part of the system, I got to take an order. Now, if your goal is $6,000 a month, and you're basing that solely off of $200 signings, then what is your goal to get somebody to pay you $200 per signing, irregardless whether it's from a signing company or a direct client? What is the goal? The system. What is the system you have in place to get that done? So the goal is $6,000 a month. The other goal is I want $200 per signing. How do you convince somebody to pay you $200? What is your process to find somebody who has the ability to do that for you? Now, can you put a system in place to get to $6,000 a month? Yes. Can you get a system in place to make $200 or $300 per day to get to the $6,000? Yes. But if you're saying, no, I only want $200 and I want $6,000, there's nothing wrong with that. What is the system, the plan to get there? How do you go about doing it? And just Griffon. Oh. Oh, okay. I got you, man. So that's the thing. We say goals. The goal is from here to there, but how do you do it? Drive, walk, ski, fly, swim. The system. That's what you have to have. And what I'm trying to develop is a system where I get up and I go and I do 10 minutes on the elliptical, and then I come back and then I do another 10. Now, part of my system, which I'm working toward, is I want to get to the point where every time I come home after a signing, I get on the elliptical for about 5 minutes. That's part of my system is when I come back, the goal is 30 minutes straight, but I got to build up. So when I leave, before I leave the house, my system is get up, do 10 minutes. Doesn't matter whether I break a sweat or not, just do 10 minutes. I get the 10 minutes done, I'm good. Go do what I got to do. When I come home, part of my system is to do 5 minutes on the elliptical while I'm home. Then I leave and go do something else, come back, and then do another 5 minutes. Now, what could also help me with that I'm just thinking about is when I come home, instead of going through the front door of the house, I go in through the garage where the elliptical is at. So if I set that up, and that's something I got to work toward, going in that way, and in that way, that means I see it, and I have to not go into the house until I do 5 minutes. You get what I'm saying? So let me hit you up with this here real quick, Q. So that's that's the wrong thing. That's part of the system. So have the goals. There's nothing wrong with goals. You need to make that. You really got to do that. You really do have to come up with the goals. And where my lady at? And she said, yes, goals are where you start. Systems, routines, and habits are where the results come. Right. And you do that. Good to see you there, Candy. Good to see you there. And still got an open invitation to you if you ever want to come on and talk about all the great stuff that you're doing for notaries everywhere, as well as in Georgia. And so, have you ever experienced a creepy signer? Yeah, I have. Trust me again. I have. Yeah, I have dealt with the creepy signers. Yeah, hold on. Here we go. What's it? All right, check your email in a second, Q. So yeah, I've dealt with creepy signers. So there's more to, and again, a lot of people probably think I'm against training. I'm not against training. I'm for execution. Because let's just be real. A lot of people are going around, and I get phone calls still. I'm scared. But you done took 5 different trainings. Either it's you or it's them. Which one is it? Because if you're scared after after taking training, then either you got some type of thing going on with you, or they don't have the ability, or what they're teaching you has not answered or given you the confidence, or the really the answers that you need to have the confidence to go execute this. Because as I said, and for me, 2023 is about learning, executing, and then evaluating my results of success or failure. So you got to learn, and hopefully you're learning correctly. Then you got to execute. And why is this giving me a calendar reminder? Oh, okay. I know what that is. You have to execute. You got to go ahead on and take time out to execute. And if you are unwilling to do that, then you're never going to see it. So I get it. There's so much that can be scary, but I'm telling you right now, and like I said, we're going to talk about this probably on one of the podcasts coming up. y'all really got to start being people of execution. If you can't be a person of execution, it don't matter how much training you take. It don't matter if the training is free. If you are unwilling to execute, and look, how do you stay in your W-2? When you go to work every day, you execute. And where's the problem is? Now, some of you faking like you're executing. You've gotten good at executing that you're executing. You've gotten good at faking how well you can execute your job. So you're real good at faking it, but you're executing something. So we get upset with the person who's not executing and they get a raise. So it's now time to execute. Bam. Hop in anytime you want, man.
What's going on, party people?
Can't hear you right now.
You can't hear me?
Oh.
Hear me now?
Yeah.
Working on the settings. Be right back.
Oh, hold on. Hear me.
How about now?
All right, try now.
Can you hear me now?
Here we go. That was on my end. I forgot. I had switched my speakers around. All right.
What up, party people?
I know, man. I know. People think I'm crazy.
Catching this on a late night. It's early still.
I know. Everybody can hear you. I was the one. Yeah, them Eagles. But yeah. You gotta come up with a plan, work. And that's all I'm doing now. That's all I'm doing now is looking things over and coming up with a plan of attack. I'm starting to get more general notary work. That opportunity is coming. I got a power of attorney that I need to go do. Went to do it today. They had the wrong name on the paperwork, so they just send it to me. I'm gonna go back and do it tomorrow. And just taking advantage and going out there when the opportunity comes and just trusting myself. If you can believe in yourself to take a promotion at work or go quit one job and go to another job, then you can do this business. It's just about execution. What's your thoughts, man?
I mean, it's real simple when I look at it. You know, either you're gonna be you're gonna be a W-2 employee with an EIN, or you really truthfully are gonna dedicate everything that you have to being successful. At the end of the day, like, that's what it takes to be successful in business. It doesn't matter what level of business. I mean, today, I started this thing with my my local library where I go in there twice a month. And I had a small business owner hit me up. He's a power washer. And so we started talking about, you know, the two similarities that we're both seeing within our industries. And at the end of the day, it really is, how bad do you want it? And you have to make that decision. You know, at what length are you willing to go to get the success that you're looking for?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's really what it comes down to. You know, are you willing to give up sleep so that way you can get your marketing right? You know, are you willing to put in the work to get your marketing right on your own, and spend the time to make sure that you're producing a polished product to present your business to your community? You know, especially if you're not really doing the notary signing agent work and you're more trying to build through your community. You have to get out there. You have to put, you know, your business in front of folks. I hope that, you know, for the 28 people that are listening right now, you guys are listening to the podcast. Last week, I issued out a challenge to everyone, and that's to give 2 hours of your life away to your community. Find some place that you can post up. It could be a Starbucks. It could be in a parking lot. I don't suggest a parking lot, but a McDonald's, you know, and let your community know that you're going to be there, and give away notarizations for 2 hours. Let them know that you do it. And here's the benefit of doing that, right? Mm-hmm. Especially if you pay attention to what I talk about, being in those Facebook community groups. Let them know that you're doing it. Even if nobody shows up, nobody has to show up. But guess what? Out of the 20,000 people that live around you, only one person knows that nobody showed up, and that was you. Mm-hmm. But what I will tell you, though, is the fact that you offered it for free. especially now during the time of holidays. Now's the time for giving. Most businesses are trying to make as much money as they possibly can. The fact that you offered it for free is going to endear you to your community. I promise you that.
Yeah. No, that's that is correct. And it enables you to show some consistency, some stick to itiveness, and you're planting the seeds. You're planting the seeds, and you're showing that you're committed and dedicated. And somebody will recognize that, and you just never know. I mean, you look today. I went out there to do that power of attorney, and see, it was a little frustrating. I
Mhm.
get there and they wasn't the lady who I was talking to, she wasn't sure who I was talking about. They finally find the person. Then they're like, okay, you gotta wait here for the director. I'm like, all right. I'm waiting. Then we get the director. Then we go into the facility from the lobby, and there was a gentleman who would not move, and basically they have these devices on them to keep them from walking out, and it makes the doors lock for safety. So then we finally get down there to the lady, find out she had her ID said one thing on her name. They did the power of attorney with the wrong name on it, wrong middle name. So as I'm walking back with the director, she says, well, I'm the new person on the block. And I was like, oh man, I got happy. I was like, oh, you knew it. And you know what? I went right into my marketing mode. My marketing
Absolutely.
mode, I said, well, you know that y'all call me out here all the time to take care of your patients for you. So here's my card, and I'm available 24/7. She was like, oh, thank you. So now I'm now connected to the director of the rehab facility. I didn't know she was the director. I would just follow her directions. So so she was like, "Oh, the ladies down here." I go to walk with her. She said, "Nope, you stay there. We can't conduct business in the hallway." Okay, so I'm learning. Okay, all business has to be conducted in the person's room or in a meeting room or something like that. And I'm like, bet. So your marketing isn't just the Google My Business and stuff that you put out there. It's when you meet somebody. So now what I'm going to do is employ Q's advice when I go back out there tomorrow. And I told her, I said, so when I come, I need to connect with you to get this done with her. She said, yes, contact me. So when I get there, I'll ask for the director. And when I leave on my way out, I'm going to let her know. I'll say, hey, look, if y'all have, and I look like they have lower income patients in there. If y'all ever need me to do some stuff, like come and just do some notarizations for free for people, I said, let me know and I will take care of them. So I'm going to offer that, as well as offer some type of, discount for her staff.
There you
So
go.
that way she will know that, okay, her and her staff can be taken care of from a notarial standpoint. Because I went out there one time when COVID was hot, and it was a guy, he found me and he said, will you come? And I said, yeah. He said, because no other notary will come because of COVID. And I came out there, got them taken care of. And ever since then, they've been calling me to come out there because I met the need when it needed to be met.
Yeah, I've got a nursing facility that's just like that. I think I'm up there maybe 3 times a week, possibly more. Um,
Mm-hmm.
People always calling me from up there, just because I met the need. I'm pleasant. I keep great communication with the staff. I always stop in and say hello whenever I come up there. And always thank them again for continuing to share my information.
Mm-hmm.
I left them a review,
Yep.
right? So that way, and doing things that I can to support them. I mean, I ain't got nobody that's going in there. I'm not going in there, but any way that I can to support them, I've shown them that I do that too, just to keep that relationship going. That's a part of building relationships and marketing as well, because while you're doing that for them, guess what? They still talk to other folks that are in the same industry that are in your city,
Right.
right? They all roam in the same circles. So you just want to make sure that your name is good. Like, That's the one thing that I gotta stress. Like, you have to protect your brand and build your brand and make sure your name is good everywhere that you go.
Yes. Yeah, you got to. And that's one of the things, that's why you have to have patience. That's it, because you got to pay attention. Because see, the director, she was stressing. She was stressing because things wasn't flowing the way she wanted them to flow, and she's new. And I was just like, okay, let me just sit back and not do anything, because I had a 7 o'clock appointment. It was like 3:30 by the time I was able to get to the lady. I was supposed to meet her at 3. And I said, you know what? Stay calm. Don't trigger anything. Don't make them think that you're impatient or frustrated with them at all. And just go with the flow. And once I did that, she was like, she was calm. Now she was sort of freaking out on some other stuff, but she wasn't going to freak out because of the notary.
Right.
She wasn't going to have stress coming from me. And you have to believe that people will recognize your well-mannered disposition as well as your unwell-mannered disposition. So
Yeah.
and then the other staff, they also watching, because they're like, okay, who this dude in here? And they checking me out. And they're like, oh, okay, who's this guy walking with the director? And then for the director to say, hey, that's the notary. So if you need him, give him a call.
There you
That's
go.
what you want.
There it is. Continuing to stay steady as a rock because you know your place, right? You know what your role is. You know what your job is. Like The Rock could say, I don't know if you got some WWE people out there. You know your role and shut your mouth. That's what you do. You got a couple questions in there. Can I answer the first one that I see real quick?
Yeah.
Mary Trice, how about them Eagles? 11-1. That's how we are.
The Jackson State 12-0. What's up with y'all, man?
Yeah, Jackson State is 12-0. Congratulations to those young men, and hopefully they can cap it off this upcoming weekend or next weekend.
Yeah, next weekend.
Yeah, hopefully they can cap off a perfect season. Wanda Boyd, hey, what's Wanda? How you doing? The podcast comes out every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Sometimes on 10:30 if we don't record until Monday, and I'm up all night editing. But most of the time it's out at 10 o'clock, I promise.
Yeah.
All right. And then it looks like Mofo. I'm trying not to butcher this name. Is that Mofo? Notary World?
Probably McFall.
McFall Notary World. Are you doing apostilles in the VA area? And then Terry asked me, do I do apostilles? No, I do not do apostilles. I'll let Griff answer his, but I'll say it now. I don't do apostilles. I've been thinking about it. If I wasn't so busy with Captivated right now, it would be something that I would be looking to do. But as of right now, with doing regular notary work, I'm tired of this general notary work. So just doing regular notary work and Captivated, I've been pretty busy, so I haven't really needed to go in that direction.
Yeah. I'm just not getting started. I went and did Judi's course again, learned even more from it and everything. So me and her going to get together and do some stuff, and I'm ready to go ahead on and knock this bad boy out. So because I actually have the time now. Before I didn't have the time to focus on it. Now I do. So I'm gonna go ahead on and get started on that and everything, and then
apostilles are very lucrative. I agree with that, but here's the thing, and I want everybody to pay attention. Just because something's lucrative does not mean that it's right for you, and just because everybody else is doing it and making money with it doesn't mean that it's going to be the right thing for you to do it and make money with it. My heart is not in doing that. I don't really feel like doing that, just like I don't feel like doing loan signing. Not that there's anything wrong with it. If that's what you like to do and that's what works for you, great. That's not what I want to do. I'm not really interested in doing apostilles. I'd actually like to continue to grow Captivated. So growing Captivated, taking care of my community, continuing to grow in my community, because ultimately I know if I want to last for 10 years, my community has to love me. So I don't really care about those other things so much at this moment. Those are other avenues that can be traveled, but I'm not going to stretch myself out where I can't focus and master what I've already started.
Yeah. And that is the key. Yeah. And that's the thing. And that's all I'm doing now is just reevaluating, figuring out what flows, what doesn't flow, how everything meshes with me. Um, and then going from there, I got my house inspections that has slowed down considerable because they normally based off of the people doing refinances. So that has slowed down. And I'm like, okay, if that slowed down, what else can I do? And then I start doing other things. There's another company I do house inspections with. I don't get a whole lot from them, but but when they come in, now I have the time to actually do those. So it's just really figuring out what you can handle within your business world and then going for it and not doing it to where you're trying to compete with others. At this point, you're really just competing with yourself. You're
Yeah.
competing with your own mind and your own tendencies to not do stuff, your own tendencies to get lazy and to make excuses. And once you beat that, then you're good. You know, so I mean, and that's why even today I told her I can't guarantee that I'm going to do something for y'all. And I told her, I said, because with all the notaries who are no longer doing loan closings because they're really out of the business, more work is coming for me. I can't sit here and not do a job, to guarantee, just to put off, and you're not going to pay me more. And I said, I'm not trying to make you pay me more, but I know that's not in your business model to pay me more to forego doing other work. But, and then right after that, that's when I got a phone call to do another assignment. And it pays less, but I don't have to put as much time into it. And and all I'm doing is scanning back, and I don't have this 2-hour guarantee, and typically I can get those done, but my gut was telling me don't guarantee. That was the problem I had.
It's the guarantee. Yeah.
Yeah, you telling me I have to guarantee that I do something
That's a contract.
in 2 days. And I think back on what the NNA has told us about our marketing, about making guarantees. You can say that you're available 24/7, but to guarantee that you will do such as the NNA tells us not to guarantee.
Hey, I'm available 24/7. That don't mean you're gonna get me out of my house at 3 o'clock in the morning. You can call me though.
Right. That's the thing. But when you guarantee that you're going to, and they say in their training and the test that we say, do you guarantee that you will be on time? You can. That is not something that goes against our standard of ethics. So a title company, whoever will sit here and like listening to me thinking that I'm talking smack. I'm not talking smack. I'm like, I'm NNA certified, and they say we're not supposed to be guaranteeing stuff like, like I'm on time, like I guarantee I will be there at a certain time or this, that, or the other. They tell us that because things can come up, and that's not ideal for us to do because we don't, and everything. So I know people say, man, you still on that? Yeah, because it's a big deal, because you could, as a brand new notary and you're trying to make money, you could get pressured into guaranteeing something, and then you guarantee that you're going to do something for this company, and then life happens and you can't do it. They're going to be like, well, you said, and again, they record these phone calls and they got the text message thread that you said, yes, I guarantee.
Right.
They got you. They got you. And you trying to, your word, those are verbal contracts.
Yes, they are. Verbal contracts stand up in law.
Right. And they got you, and they got evidence that you agreed to something. No, you ain't about to do me like that. Nah. Like they say, I was born on a day, but not yesterday. So
hey, listen, I am encouraging all of y'all, get you a book on contracts.
Yep.
All right. Get you a couple books. Study. If you're going to be in business in general, law of contracts. Get you some education on contracts, okay? And that's, if y'all listened last week, that's the rant that I was going off, because I understand contract law and I understand that there's an issue in the system right now when it comes to the notary world between signing agents and notaries at this moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and somebody's got to figure out, somebody's got to clean it up.
Right. Yeah, that's that legal thing, and that's why I agree that you have your legal Zoom or legal shield, or I mean, it don't take much to get with them, 30 minutes and you have an account with them and all of that. So I'm like, like if you can't afford it at this moment, you can always pick them up and at any point in time. And one time I had to do that with my IT business. Lady was tripping and I had to go get an attorney, and I didn't have one at the time, and I called my friend up. I was like, yo, Sharon, I need your services. And boom, 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 I think 30 minutes later I was submitting a request to talk to an attorney. They helped me out through the whole process and got everything resolved, so that's, so you can do that, that's the beauty about it, and all of that good stuff. But yeah, you just got to protect yourself and know that these people are in business and we're not their clients.
Right.
They don't service us, we service them. And then that signing company has somebody who they are servicing, and their whole goal is to service that person. And that's what she kept telling me. Well, our title company client, this is their requirement. And I said, I'm not asking you to break it. I just know I can't guarantee it.
Yeah, it's real, man. But I promise you guys, look into contracts. Contract is law. Law is contract. Anything that somebody's putting their name on and signing it, it is a contract. We are dealing with contracts. With all these loan signings and everything you're doing, it's all contract. Understand the laws, okay? And that'll help you throughout all of your life once you start understanding what these contracts are and understanding what you're reading.
Yeah. So you say, is it truly in my best interest to start an Amazon account? Yeah, I just put a link in there to get you. Look, that Amazon account, you get 30 days to pay stuff off, because again, that's a line of credit. That's a line of credit that you have to buy stuff. Boy, I meant to talk about this earlier, but we got 30 some people in here, so this is a good time to talk about it. Okay, nobody leaves. Let me finish with her, and then I'm gonna tell y'all something real important. And then while I'm doing it, I gotta look up something to give y'all a video to back what I'm telling y'all up. But yes, it is good to have in my opinion, an Amazon account, because you can buy stuff and then turn around and pay it off after 30 days. And I'll be honest, it's doing that actually motivates me to do work. Because think about it. If you got a bill that you need to pay off in full in 30 days, you're going to take work. You're going to take orders so you can make money to pay that bad boy off.
Hold on, bro.
And I like the account. What you got, man?
There's another part of that question there that kind of leads to another question. She says, is it truly my best interest to start an Amazon account? I've taken all classes through NNA. Now what should I do? Have you not started?
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
Have you not started working yet? That would be my next question, because if you've taken all the classes and you're not out there getting appointments right now, are you in a position to open up another line of credit to start paying something back in 30 days?
That is correct. And one of the things is, have you going on
No,
to...
she hasn't.
Where's she at?
My screen's moving faster than yours.
Okay.
And she said no, she hasn't.
Okay, I see it. Yeah. Okay, so that means you got to get set up with SnapDocs, signing order, those places.
Miss Michelle, do you have the equipment that you need right now to get started?
And see, I keep assuming that everybody's done that, and I'm glad you brought. Meaning, do you have a dual tray printer? If you have a dual tray printer, a scanner, do you have your paper? Do you have your notary stuff? You ain't got to get a fancy notary bag and all that. You don't need no Louis
Yes,
Vuitton notary
pens.
bag.
You got some flags. Are you ready to prep documents if you were to get a signing today?
Right. That's the key thing. If somebody gave you a signing, could you do it? Matter of fact, the bigger question is, okay, you just need a printer.
Okay.
Okay. So ideally, it would not be smart to sign up with any companies if you don't have the tools, because as soon as you sign up with those companies, they're going to be asking you to do work.
Right.
So not that you can't do notary work now, but if you're trying to do loan signings, they're going to want you to print unless you have a friend that'll hook you up.
That you have access to at the drop of a dime.
Right. Now, if you got general notary work, power of attorney, stuff like that, where the client gets the document and they do stuff, they print it out and everything, and you just show up, then take those assignments all day, every day. Feel free to do so. You do that. I'm gonna put my Google Voice number in here, and I want you to text me, and then me and you gonna get together. What the heck is it? Oops. What if I don't forget what my daggone phone number is?
I wanna hold your hand.
It's bad when I gotta call myself. Remember my daggone Google Voice number.
I do that all the time, man.
Okay, there.
Like if I'm like talking to somebody at my kid's school or something like that, or I'm giving out my regular number, they'll be like, "Oh, Mr. Smith, what's your number?" And I start giving out my business number. I'm like, "Wait a second, hold on." Not that one. What did it say? However, I can get the scanner quickly. I'm just hesitant. I do have a friend that will help with printing. I don't want to get comfortable with it. Oh, well, then you don't have a printer. That's zero.
Don't worry, you're gonna get help with me. You got my number. Hit me up with a text, and I will get with you. We'll get together tomorrow. I got a couple of signings, so when I'm out there driving, I'll text you and find out where if you're free to talk, and then we'll chop it up and we'll get you going in the right direction and everything and stuff. So now the other question is also, are you doing this full time, or are you working a W-2 and you're trying to do it part time? Because that also dictates how you want to roll. Oh, right. I understand. We'll get comfortable with using him to do it. Got it. I understand. Now you can set a time period, and you can always ask him, say, "Hey, look, can you support? Do you mind helping me for my first 10 signings until or 10 signings or less? Okay, you're doing it part time. You can always bring the paper over." Say, "Hey, look, get you some, go to the Walmart, buy a case of paper or wherever, and get you some paper and say, hey, I'll bring my own paper, this, that, and the other. So when I come print, boom, maybe, within that 10, you can, start off and buy him a toner cartridge. That's about 100 and some bucks, depending on the printer he has."
Yeah, I was about to ask, do you know if he has an inkjet or laser printer?
Right. Hopefully he got a laser.
I hope he has a laser printer.
Yeah. And then that way you can help him out, and then you're not really, yes, it's time wise, but okay, you're in Central Florida. So yeah, I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida. So and then Q, he spent time down there in
I'm
Florida.
from
Matthew
Tampa,
down there in
man.
Florida.
I'm born in Tampa.
Oh, okay, down there in Tampa. So there's ways of getting things done. There are ways of making it happen, and I've helped people out where people have called me up and was like, hey man, I got this signing, but I don't feel like going all the way home. Can I come over to your house and print? I'm like, sure, no problem. He's a notary. That's great.
Cool.
Hopefully he'll be willing to help you. But yeah, I'll be glad to talk to you and everything. Just text me good times when to that what you got going on for the rest of the week. Be best to call you. If you want to wait till this weekend, that's not a problem. I can call you over the weekend. Just let me know, and I'll give you the help that you need to get you going in the right direction. Now, this here, oh yeah. What is going on now? Oh man,
What you got? What you got, Griff?
this is my new favorite YouTube guy, the
Yeah,
real estate trapper.
I heard him.
Yeah. He's talking about Navy Federal is closing accounts. And what he's talking about in this short 3-minute video, which let me put it in here for y'all. He is talking about the fact that a lot of people was talking about getting credit cards from Navy Federal and this, that, and the other, and how to get stuff. Well, one of the things with Navy Federal is you have to be invited and you have to use somebody's member's number when you apply. What Navy Federal has been doing is going back and realizing they've been catching people talking on the internet about that and finding out who is selling their member number.
Selling.
They're selling their. I'm a Navy Federal member. So if I gave you my Navy Federal number, you can get you an account with them because it's like a referral thing. I don't get anything for it.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? So Navy Federal is very exclusive. So if you're not already in the military, was in the military. So if you're a non-military person, what they're doing is selling their member number. And Navy Federal is what they're doing is if they find the person who is doing it, what Navy Federal is now doing is they're shutting all the accounts that was opened with that member number.
Got you. That's some intricate stuff, man. I tell you, these crooks.
Mm-hmm. They are crooks. And I'm telling you, they slowly look, my God, I can't look. All I know is people, they are going through and they are really evaluating and scrutinizing all of these I can help you make money people. There was a guy who was telling people, oh, I can help you make money on Amazon. He made $52 million. They just did a judgment against him, the government, I think it was the FTC or whoever, and they did a judgment on him for $52 million, meaning he got to pay back all the money that he made. Now, of course, he doesn't have it all because he bought houses and cars and stuff like that, but they coming after people.
You know what I don't understand, man? Why do when people get money, lottery winners and stuff like that, why do they go buy stuff that has depreciative values instead of going and buying businesses? I don't understand this.
I know.
Like, even if they catch up with you, if you spent the 52 million, but you just bought businesses that are going to gross you triple that, who cares? But now you're going to be back at zero. You need back at one, like Brian McKnight, like a dream come true. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, now the way you got in there was good. But if you got somebody who's selling their membership number to you so you can use that to get an account, that's wrong. That is wrong. Correct. So this is what people are doing out there. Now, I'm not saying all credit repair people or any credit repair people are sketchy, but I will say this: they're looking at them. So if you got somebody talking about you can get all these credit cards, I looked into some of that stuff and I'm like, you know what, the requirement and what they want is just too much. Too much, hoopla, you going through too much. I'm like, I ain't got time for that. I will just build it up. And I've built up a good rapport with PayPal, and PayPal has lent me money 3 times this year. I got PayPal credit. They actually gave me a loan, and I got a credit card with them. I'm like, so, and I was even thinking about them, and they presented the offer to me, and I was like, okay. And they was like, we good. We see you running a business, this, that, and the other. Boom, we'll loan you this. Okay, cool.
You know
I ain't
what? I think what we're really seeing, and if you scroll through your timeline, you'll see like I hate my timeline.
Mm-hmm.
No offense to anybody that's on my timeline. I like your stuff. But you have people like we're in a society right now that wants a quick fix to everything. We want a quick fix to our meals. We want a quick fix to our credit. We want a quick fix to our pockets. We want a quick fix to our business. We want our businesses to be up and running and successful in 6 months. It takes time for things to develop, man.
Yeah.
Anything worth having takes time.
That is true. And that's why that's why I give Bill Soroka a lot of credit, because that was the main thing that I learned from him is it takes time. Be patient, learn the business correctly, and build the right relationships. And when times get tight, those relationships will be there. And that's what I'm seeing. That is exactly what I'm seeing. And I'm like, okay, wow. Everything that this gentleman told me, which is what he went through, I'm like, okay, got it. And then take the training from Laura Brewer. I'm like, all right, cool. But then I see people who took training from other folk, they getting out the business. And to be honest, in my personal opinion, I haven't done any stats on it, and I probably won't. I think a lot of people, most of the people who are with Bill Soroka, they're not getting out of the business. If they are getting out of the business, I think because they probably didn't set things up correctly, or they're finding out maybe they don't have what it takes to go through this. But it's not because they wasn't taught right or had the opportunity to learn how to stay with the business. A lot of people have been shown over the last 2 years how to just be in the business, but not necessarily how to stick to it. And a lot of people think, oh, if you develop multiple streams of income, well, did you ever get the core solidified?
Right.
If you never got the core solidified, because if all of a sudden I'm gonna be a wedding officiant, okay, cool. How many weddings are gonna happen? Because if you get a 35% increase in wedding officiants in your area, and you don't have the same amount of increase in weddings, really you need triple that.
Right.
Where's the money gonna come from? And it's the same thing with the loan closings. People said, what? We got all these notaries, but there's not enough notary business or loan closings and all of that. So we're going to shift over here. Well, all of those people that was in the notary business are now being wedding officiants, are now being field inspectors. And guess what? The business has not increased to support the increase of people. So you're still stuck in the same thing, just in a different genre. Same issue, just in a different room of the house. You know what I'm saying? So you say, would I recommend having a different address from a business instead? I don't think that is the key. From my understanding, having a separate business address, I mean, that could work, but I do know, depending on how you're doing things. And when I talked to Rob, and I'm gonna get Rob, my tax guy, back on, he was telling me was that one of the things that they look at is your phone number in the information system for his business credit. That's one of the things they look at. They don't want your phone number just to be a cell number. It's like it has to be in the 411 business directory part and all of that. And there's these things that they look for. So it's not necessarily that you got to have a business, separate address, because your home can be your business address.
Right.
But there's other things that goes into that. And I'm gonna try to get him on maybe this weekend, and we'll do a recording and then put it out next week. And stuff. But I know some people concerned about folk coming to the house. I've never had anybody come to my house. I do know we always hear, Oswald from New York, he was talking about how somebody rolled up on him, and that could happen. I'm not saying, depending on the city you live in, there's some folk that's like that. I haven't had any of that. You said our online notaries.
That's awesome.
Good. Yeah. Right. It also depends on the company who you're dealing with. I got business credit now.
I mean, I think, Griff, the best way to answer is that there's not one right answer for every single person. It may be better for you. It may not. It depends on the circumstances, depends on your circumstances, depends on what you're trying to do and with what companies you're trying to do it with.
Yeah. And see, as long as you can handle the expense of buying, that virtual office and all of that. I mean, I love my office. I'm here at the house. I'm like, I can be up all night. I don't want to flip the bill for another spot. And then, like for me, with my wife having a salon, I can use that if I need to do signings. And I've used her classroom, to do signings and things of that nature. So, and plus my name is on the lease anyway, so I might as well go on to use it, So it all depends if you need it. And I do know some people might be living in apartments, cramped, and you need that virtual office, another physical office. As long as it meets your need and you can handle the financial responsibility, that's what matters. It doesn't mean that you're more of a business person than the next person. It just means you can afford that and they can't. That's primary. I mean, just because you see,
it could be that other person doesn't need that. Doesn't mean that you can afford it. It just means that person doesn't need it.
Right.
There's not one answer for everything. And it seems like a lot of notaries are trying to get the same answer from there's not one answer that's going to be the right answer that you can get from everyone. You have to kind of go out there and feel it out for yourself. Do the research, do your homework. What is it that you're actually trying to accomplish?
Mm-hmm.
Have you written it down? What companies do you want to work with? What are their requirements? What's it going to cost for you to meet those specific requirements for the companies that you're trying to work with? That's how detailed you have to be.
Yeah.
That's your plan. Work it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's the key thing right there. I believe I put my let me see.
Also, and when you figure out what it is that you need from these companies, look at what you expect to get out of them and put a numerical value on it if you can.
Right. Yeah, and like what McFall said, you have to have your phone number in certain platforms, and see, mine isn't. So now I understood why I couldn't get certain business credit. But for whatever reason, PayPal, I'm telling you, here's what I do know. Back when I was doing training, and I think this is before you came into the business queue, I was doing training and I was using PayPal for processing. So they saw that money come through and they was like, oh, okay, you're doing business. And then next thing I know, they was like, you want a PayPal credit account?
Yeah, here's some money.
Yeah, and I was like, PayPal credit, okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, they have to stay competitive with Stripe and everybody else that's
Yeah,
processing payments. So
right.
yeah,
And I wasn't processing payments through Square or any of that at the time. So they was like, okay, here you go. So so I started off with like a $2,000, a little bit more than $2,000 PayPal credit account. And where that PayPal credit account comes in is with Zerby. Zerby is where I get my paper, and
okay,
I can pay with the PayPal credit account. So I use that to pay for the paper. Got 6 months to pay it off since it's over $99, with no interest. And I've been able to pay everything off before the 6 months up. So I'm not paying any interest out on anything. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then certain memberships that I've been doing for, with the YouTube channel and tools that I use, I can use them. I can pay for it with PayPal credit. Then they offered me a loan, an actual regular loan. I was like, bet.
yeah,
Took
I'm in the
that.
process of building that up with the Captivated Notary Store. That's what I use is PayPal. So
Right.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm working through it.
Yeah. And then next thing, then I'm like, all right, cool, got that. And they've given me 3 loans this year, PayPal credit, and paid off the other one and everything. They're like, hey, you about halfway through, or actually a little more. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And I go through their process, and they're like, here's some more coins for you. Bet. And then I get the PayPal credit card, which now I'm taking all of my monthly subscription stuff and putting it over there on that, because that one's giving me cash back. And I'm like, but like I was saying before, I don't know if you heard me saying, but I was saying, a lot of the companies are now taking their time paying us. So
Right.
with you taking your time paying me, I still need these monthly subscriptions paid. So
Correct.
I'm going to send all of those to the credit card, and then I'll pay those off once I get the money in. And that's leaving more money in the account, because see, here's what people need to realize. They want to see money going in and out of your account. They want to see that you got money sitting in your account. And if you have that, then they're more willing to do business with you. So they don't care that you did a $60 order. What they care is that $60 went in your account.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they care about. So if you're in a position that you can do something for $50, $60, or whatever, whether it's general notary, however, you're worried about the logistics of it. People on Facebook are worried about the logistics of it, but the bank is worried about the deposits of it.
Right.
They care about the deposits. And if you
All
got
they see is
deposits
numbers.
going in,
All they see is numbers.
right, that's what they want. Oh, you in Virginia Beach also? Cool. If you need me, I'll throw my number in there again. Hit
Hey,
me up.
fabulous, Miss Tasha.
If you need help, Miss Tasha, hit me up. I'll be more than happy to help you out. More than happy. That I don't know. And that's where Rob comes in there. Oh, here she is. The 411 listing. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, the 411 listings, and all of that. Actually, one of my cell phones is actually in there. I found out. I don't know how I got in there, but it's in there. um Under Griffin Consulting, my IT, my notary stuff isn't in there. I don't know why, but I'm gonna get there. But it's just taking advantage and bringing the money in so that the bank sees, because again, no, there's not a notary trainer out there or anybody in Facebook, Clubhouse, or any of the that is paying you to do any of the closings or other notary work out there. So the main thing is get the business, take advantage of it. And there have been times where I've done a simple order for $35, $75. And guess what? It turned around into much, much more, because that company was happy. Like now I'm doing these things with lawyers with the water down there in Camp Lejeune. I did one for this company. Next thing I know, they calling me to do more for them. And all I got to do is scan the stuff back. So I'm making 75 bones, go in there, 15 minutes, scan back only, That's why I say stop listening to people complaining totally about the dollar amount. If you got the opportunity to make money, that's what you need to take advantage of. It's that simple. If if somebody offered you a job, even I've known people who have taken a job paying less money, but because it was closer to home or the hours were more favorable for their family, because by them having the better hours, they actually save money on child care, which changed their financial outlook in their family. Some people would take a lateral job and be like, okay,
Right.
I'll go and get demoted because me getting child care expense removed puts back $15,000 a year in our household.
Right.
That's an instant increase, right? We just got a $15,000 raise, even though I'm making the same money, but I got a $15,000 raise because my hours adjusted, and I can go and pick the kids up, and now boom. You see what I'm saying? So that's what this business is about. You doing what you need to do for yourself, and if you can do that consistently, you're going to see growth and prosperity. But as long as you try to follow behind them and chase behind them and impress them, you're not going to really get where you need to be at all. Yeah. So, yeah, I tried to get an account with Quill. They were giving me a hard time, and I stopped messing with them. I have one with what's that people? Uline and stuff. I got one with them, but yeah, I didn't like Quill. Matter of fact, the reason why I didn't like Quill, their prices was higher than everybody. This was before the pandemic started and stuff. All right, so yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, so all right, party people, I think that's it for us. Q's dog barking, once ready to go for a walk.
Hey, right quick, episode 16 just came out today. She is ready to go for a walk. Them boys about to get woke up if they sleeping, because I ain't doing it. I don't have to. But new episode, Let's Get Real Part 2. Please check it out. It's a great episode. Also, what do we else coming up? For those of you that are not going to listen, we just want to let you know the 2023 Level Up Virtual Notary Notary Signing Agent Virtual Summit. Oh, she's gonna kill me because I just butchered this. The second annual Level Up Notary Signing Agent Virtual Summit is on January 14th, 2023. Make sure you are there. It will have not only my man Griff is going to be a part of the show. I'm sure you guys seen him on the poster. The show is being produced. All the video footage will be from Captivated.
Yep.
Show got Captivated, partnered up with Lori for that huge project for Captivated. And also, that was horrible.
There it is.
Notaries Unsealed will be on for a half hour during the show as well. So, it's Captivated, baby. Captivated, Notaries Unsealed. We're in the building. Please make sure to check us out. Grab your tickets. It's going to be a great show. Lori's got a great lineup for you guys, and I've got something special planned to make it an entertaining show for everyone. So please definitely make sure that you are there. We will be there. And also for the Georgia notaries that are listening right now, the Georgia Notary Network has their annual membership form sign-ups up now. It's up and ready to go. However, Samantha Smith, she is one of the founders. They've got a great thing going on down there in Georgia. So if you're in that area, definitely, if you're not a member already, sign up with them.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So, hold on.
Oh, I made that too.
Yep.
And the website. I mean, humble brag, humble brag, humble brag.
And there's a link to the tickets. Yep. So we just trying to do what we can to help the notary community out. And again, like I said, I'm about execution, because at the end of the day, you got to execute. If you're not executing, what's the point in taking all of this training, sitting in every little single thing, and then you never go out there and do anything? You never put forth any effort. You never try.
Nah, you gotta get out there and do it. You gotta do it.
And that's what, like for those, the people who joined the YouTube channel, the membership, the little join button over there to the left for y'all, or to the right, I guess, whatever it is. That's what I'm doing with them. That's what I'm doing with those people. I'm helping them to get over that hump. And many people are seeing success. They're getting to where they need to be. And that's what this is all about. Good to see you there, Black King.
Hey, Black King, you need to hit me up. I need your information. I know Griff sent me over something, but I need for you to check Captivated Notary store. I owe you a t-shirt. I need you to tell me what you want and your size. So if you want to get it to Griff, get it to Griff. You can hit me up if you want to hit me up.
Yeah. So that's what it's all about. And like I said, it's execution. The people who you see out here a lot, they're executing. Hopefully they're executing correctly. Hopefully, and they're not putting a facade up. But I will end with this. This is your business. You have every right to make sure that the information that's being shared with you, that you vet it, and that you challenge people who are telling you that you can do something. It's your responsibility to make sure that what they're telling you isn't causing you to go outside of your state guidelines, because none of us here gave you that commission. Your state did.
That is correct.
State gave you the commission, and they expect you to honor it and to do right by it. And if you're listening to people who are just flashing the pans and being all fancy, it could get you in a lot of trouble. So do stuff right. Remember, if you got kids, you're an example to your sons, your daughters, your cousins, your nieces, nephews, your other adult family members. You need to do things right. And if you can do that, everything else will fall in line. It might take a little longer than what they got, but I'm telling you, it'll be much more everlasting than what they have. They'll burn out. And we know. Lady told me the other night, Q, in the members training we had last Saturday, and we having another one this Saturday. She said, Griff, I remember you saying that YouTube notaries was going to start falling out of the business and shifting their channel from talking about notary stuff to other things. And she said, and I know 3 that did that now they don't even talk about notary stuff. They talking about everything else and pushing other stuff. I said, yeah, because they wasn't for real.
I mean, the industry got abused, and that's kind of what we were talking about on today's episode. The industry got abused. It got taken advantage of. And it's an easy industry to do that because there's nobody monitoring it. And nobody wants to be the bad guy. Nobody wants to call out and come out and point fingers at people because they think it's going to tarnish their brand overall because they themselves want to be influencers. Mm-hmm. People don't want problems. I think we all see it.
Yeah, that's what it is. But people do see the issues. People do see the things because they are being affected by it. I'm telling you, people are being affected by the bad actors in this business, and at some point in time somebody's going to have to clean house. Somebody's going to have to take a stand who has a big stick and not afraid to swing it, and it's going to be for the better. It's going to be for the whole better. Okay, you just purchased your ticket, cool. Wanda just got her a ticket. It's
nice.
going to be for the better.
Awesome. Good job, Wanda. You were in for a show.
Yep. What's going on, Ray? My man, Ray Burns.
Ray, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey Griff, on this weekend, what time are we doing that on this weekend? Is that Saturday?
Saturday, 6 p.m. If you're a YouTube channel member, click the join button. I think there's the small fee of like $3.99. And if you want to do it just for 1 month, that's fine with me. And what we're doing is just talking about getting ready for 2023, our business, answering your questions, all of that. Q, if he's available, we'll be helping people with marketing. We're going to try to pull Mapping in there also.
So here's what I'm going to tell you. For the members that are going to be there this Saturday, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be available. I'll double check with you. It's either, if I'm not available for this one, I'll make sure I'm available for the next one. But for those members that are available for that, I'm going to give you everything that I give people that call for a consultation for Captivated. It's all free. It's all free information. I'll explain it to you and I'll show you how to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to walk you through a lot of things. I'm not going to put it out here. Just be there.
Yeah.
I don't need people that are watching talk about, oh, he talking about this. Nope. Just be there. I got you.
Yeah. And then one of the things that, the podcast is Eastern time, Wanda, Eastern time,
Yeah.
10 a.m. Eastern
10
time.
a.m. Eastern time. And if you haven't been listening, you got about 16 episodes. So just start at number 1. Miss Wanda.
Yeah.
It was a really good episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then one of the things I'm going to be covering this weekend is Ron. I'm going to do a real quick thing on using Verify. And I always have to caveat this. I am not saying that Verify is better than Notarize, One Notary, Nexus, Cyberize It, or any of the others. I just happen to use Verify. Okay. Yeah. So I am not trying to pull anybody away from doing any of those other platforms. I started with Verify. That's just where I've been kicking it and everything. What's going on there, Laura?
Sliding in.
Mm-hmm.
She took a cue out of my song. She's like, my slide on the signing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm gonna be doing some stuff with Ron and what we just wanted, we already got somebody to sign up for the ticket there, Lori. They just Wanda, she just purchased her ticket and stuff. So
Lori, tell these people they don't know what they about to get.
I know. Yeah, so so if you're interested in Ron, I'm gonna show you Ron on Verify from the notary perspective. Okay. And I'm gonna show you how I go about getting the documents prepped for it, uploading, all of that. Okay. I'm gonna show you the whole kit and caboodle. Okay. I'm gonna show you everything you need to see on that and everything. So other than that,
Wanda, it's called Notaries Unsealed Podcast. You can just type it into Google and then you'll find we're on Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, a bunch of other anywhere that you can listen to a podcast, just type us in, except for YouTube, because these are vlogs. They're not really podcasts, but we're not going to get into that. Anywhere that you can listen to a podcast, we're there.
Yeah. And yeah, Angela, she was there. Yeah, glad you came in. Yeah, we spent like 5 hours up there. So now when we do, look, I'm on that. Y'all, look, we've been rolling 2 hours and 17 minutes here.
Oh, good. Everybody know you can talk.
Yeah. So yeah, when we get in there, we go at it. We go at it. And yes, you can work on multiple platforms when it comes to Ron.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm only working on one right now, and it's primarily because of time.
Philly in the house.
Who's that? Oh yeah, new Philly girl.
Yeah, Philly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah. So other than that, I think we good. We good. I've been probably talking too loud. The wife might be downstairs waiting for me.
I thought you were going to bed early, Griff.
I know.
Then Q said he was going to come on and then maybe just talk for another hour.
Yeah. All right, party people. I think that is it. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for joining. And I was planning on only being on here 30 minutes.
I know. I jumped on. I was like, yo, let's do it. You started talking about something good. And I was like, oh, we got to talk.
Yeah. Well, you know, Matthew ain't up here because he probably sleep.
Hold on. You want to see if we can get him on the phone real fast? I know y'all trying to go. Let's see if I can wake him up. All right,
Yeah,
I'm calling.
Matthew be going to bed early.
All right, he probably sucking on that one bottle of milk.
Got a little snuggie on. And
oh, he ain't even got it on. Man, he lights out with the footsies.
Oh yeah, I think she's doing a replay on the events in January. Yep, she's doing a replay. Yeah. Yeah, she's doing a replay. Well, I'm glad you came across the live too. I got you. Like I said, you got my number. Just hit me up, and I will do everything I can to help you out and all of that good stuff. All right. Well, y'all be easy. Get y'all some sleep, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.